Hi creators, and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to dive into today's topic because it touches on something that's incredibly powerful, yet often overlooked in branding: the use of symbols in your logo design. If you've ever wondered why certain symbols and visual elements tend to instantly resonate with you, evoke emotions, or make you feel more connected to a brand, that's the power of symbolism at work. And especially for those of us in the wellness and spiritual space, tapping into the right symbols can help us elevate our brand's energy and create deeper, more meaningful connections with our audience. So in this video, I want to explore the role of symbolism in branding, how to choose the right symbols for your business, and why visual alignment is key to build trust and recognition with your audience. I'll also share some powerful examples of symbols that you can incorporate with your brand and wrap up with practical steps you can take if you're considering a logo refresh or rebrand. Let's get started. To begin, let's talk about the role symbolism plays in branding, because this is not a new concept. It's something that has been around for centuries. From ancient cultures to modern, symbols have always been used to convey deep meaning and communicate messages without words. In ancient times, symbols were often used to represent spiritual concepts, natural forces, or communal values. They were powerful tools for connection and storytelling. Think about symbols like the Ankh in ancient Egypt, which represented life and eternal existence, or the yin yang in Chinese philosophy, which symbolizes balance and harmony. Even today, symbols hold incredible power. But now, instead of just representing spiritual ideas, they're used in branding to communicate identity, values, and purpose. When used intentionally, symbols can become a shorthand for what your brand stands for, creating an instant connection with your audience on a deeper level, often beyond what words can express. Now, especially for businesses in the wellness or spiritual space, symbols can carry extra significance. You're not just offering a product or a service, you're offering transformation, healing, and spiritual growth. The symbols you choose can reflect the energy, purpose, and essence of your brand, helping people form a deeper connection with you and your message. That's why your logo and brand symbols shouldn't just be seen as just decorative elements. They're essential tools in communicating your brand's essence. Using symbols or visual elements for your brand isn't just picking something out that looks good. It's about aligning your visuals with your brand's mission, values, and the energy you want to convey. And when I say energy, I'm talking about the feeling or vibration that you want your brand to put out into the world. Here are a few things you want to consider when choosing the right symbols for your brand. First, you want to connect with your brand's core values. Start by getting really clear on what your brand stands for. What are your core values? What is your mission? What do you want your audience to feel when they're interacting with your brand? For example, if your brand is on healing and transformation, you may gravitate towards a symbol like a lotus flower, which represents growth and enlightenment. If your focus is on balance and well-being, you may look at symbols like the moon phases, which represent cycles and the ebb and flow of life. What's important is that by grounding your symbols in your values, you create a visual language that feels deeply connected to your brand's essence. Next, you want to consider the emotional impact of the symbols you choose. Every symbol carries a certain energy and emotion. For example, a triangle may evoke feelings of strength and stability, while a spiral may symbolize growth and evolution. When choosing symbols for your brand, think about the emotional impact you want to have on your audience. Do you want them to feel empowered, calm, inspired, or maybe nurtured? Each symbol will bring its own energy, so it's important to pick the ones that align with the emotions you want to evoke. For instance, brands in the wellness space often use circles to convey unity, wholeness, or the idea of cycles and continual growth. Smooth, unbroken lines naturally feel more calming and harmonious than the sharp edges of a rectangle or triangle, which may feel more rigid and structured. Next, you want to think about the symbolic layers and the depth of your symbols. One of the most powerful aspects of symbols is that they carry layers of meaning. You can use symbols that have both a surface level meaning and a deeper, more spiritual significance. If we take a look at the lotus flower once again, on the surface, it is a beautiful, recognizable flower, but spiritually, it is a symbol of purity, rebirth, and spiritual awakening because of the way that it grows through muddy waters to bloom at the surface. So, when choosing symbols, think about how your audience may relate to them on multiple levels. This creates a richer, more engaging brand experience that invites people to explore the deeper meanings behind your visuals. Personalize the symbols to tell your brand story. I really love this topic, and this is something that we practice in our branding studio each and every single day for each one of our clients. While many symbols have universal meanings, you can infuse your own personal meaning into the visual identity of your brand. Ask yourself, what symbols represent your journey, your growth, or your purpose? Maybe there's a symbol that's meaningful to you, something that ties into your personal story or the reason why you started your business. Bringing these personal elements into your branding can make it feel even more authentic and aligned. I remember we once got a request from a client that wanted us to incorporate parts of her dad's old logo into her new logo. Unfortunately, her dad had passed away, and with her new logo, she wanted to remember him. That is such a beautiful way to carry a piece of our journey into our brand. And honestly, that is the way why we love our work so much, because we get to tell these personal stories by creating a visual identity that resonates deeply with the person behind it. The power of visual alignment. Now, let's talk about why visual alignment is so crucial. When your visuals, logo, colors, symbols, and overall aesthetic are aligned with your brand's energy, it creates an immediate sense of recognition and trust with your audience. This isn't just about aesthetics. This is about consistency and coherence in how your brand truly feels to other people. Think about it this way. When people come across your brand, whether it's on your website, on your social media, or even in person, they're picking up on the energy that you're projecting. If your symbols and visuals feel aligned with your messages, it creates a seamless experience where everything feels cohesive. This leads to trust because your audience feels that what you are presenting is authentic, intentional, and true to who you really are. But if your visuals are scattered or inconsistent, if they don't match the energy of your brand's message, it creates confusion. And confusion is the enemy of trust. That's why it's so important to have visuals that reflect your brand's deeper purpose and feel cohesive across all platforms. This consistency works on a subconscious level too. The more aligned and cohesive your visuals are, the more people begin to associate these symbols with your brand's message and energy. Over time, this builds a powerful sense of recognition, which deepens the connection between you and your audience. Now, let's take a look at a few examples of symbols commonly used in spiritual and wellness branding and what they represent. These are all symbols that we have used in logos for our own clients as well. First, let's talk about the most favorite and the most widely used symbols when representing spiritual brands, and that is the moon in its various shapes and forms. And I totally understand why so many women are attracted to this symbol. First of all, the moon is a deeply feminine symbol. It is associated with intuition, emotion, and the cycles of life. And its phases from new to full represent growth, renewal, and the rhythm of nature. Many wellness and spiritual brands that focus on personal transformation, emotional healing, and alignment with the natural cycles use the moon as a central symbol. It also obviously speaks to this idea of embracing change and ebb and flow of life's phases, making it an ideal choice for brands focused on inner work and holistic well-being. Next, let's take a look at the pyramid. The pyramid has long been a symbol of spiritual ascension, balance, and strength. Its stable base and pointed peak suggests a journey towards higher wisdom, enlightenment, and self-mastery. For spiritual brands, the pyramid can be the process of moving from a grounded, foundational to greater levels of consciousness and achievement. It's often used in brands that are focused on personal empowerment, spiritual growth, and alignment with universal truths. Trees. Now let's talk about trees. This one is often used in therapeutic settings in my experience. Trees are often referred to as symbols of life itself. They represent growth, stability, and connection to nature. Their roots dig deep into the earth while their branches reach towards the sky symbolizing the link between the physical and spiritual worlds. In branding, trees are powerful metaphors for resilience. They are ideal for brands that focus on nurturing stability and personal development over time. Trees can also represent a deep connection to heritage, family, or lineage, making it suitable for brands that honor ancestral wisdom and holistic health. Next, let's talk about the butterfly. This is another symbol that's quite commonly used in wellness brands, and for good reason. The butterfly is universally recognized as the symbol for transformation or renewal. It's often associated with the journey of personal growth and self discovery, especially after a period of hardship or stagnation. For wellness brands, the butterfly represents change, new beginnings, and metamorphosis. It's ideal for businesses that focus on helping clients move through transitions, break free from limitations, and embrace their true self. The journey from caterpillar to butterfly mirrors the process of inner transformation and blossoming of potential. Next, let's talk about a symbol that we haven't yet had a chance to use in one of our logos, and that is the snake. I really love the way a snake looks visually, and I think it could be a really cool symbol for a brand. So if you want to design your logo with us and you want to pick the snake as a symbol, don't hesitate to reach out. The snake is a rich and ancient symbol often tied to transformation, healing, and rebirth. It sheds its skin as part of a natural life cycle, making it a powerful metaphor for personal evolution, renewal, and the shedding of old identities. Snakes are also linked to Kundalini energy, representing life force and spiritual awakening. In branding, snakes can be used to signify healing, inner power, and the cyclical nature of life. It is particularly fitting for brands focused on deep healing, regeneration, or spiritual growth. Now, let's talk about another common symbol that a lot of people want integrated in their own brands, the eye. Often referred to as the third eye, the eye of wisdom, or the all-seeing eye. It represents awareness, clarity, and protection. In many spiritual traditions, the eye is seen as a symbol of inner vision and enlightenment, and the ability to see beyond the surface and connect to deeper truth. For wellness and spiritual brands, the eye can signify awareness, intuition, and the ability to guide others towards deeper understanding. It's a powerful symbol for brands that focus on insight, mindfulness, and spiritual protection. These are just a few symbols, but each one of them carries a unique energy and deep meaning, making them perfect for letting you express the deeper essence of your brand. By integrating them thoughtfully into your visual identity, you can communicate not just what your business has to offer, but also the transformative journey and values it stands for. So, how do you bring these symbols into your brand in a way that feels aligned and authentic? Here are a few practical steps. First, you want to work with a designer or design agency that understands the deeper meaning behind the symbols that you chose for your brand. It's important to find a designer that doesn't just understand branding. Share your values, mission, and energy you want your brand to convey so that they can create a visual identity that reflects that. Next, you want to consider your entire visual identity. Remember that your logo is just one piece of the puzzle. Think about how your chosen symbols can be integrated across all platforms, your website, your social media graphics, or even packaging. Remember that consistency is key. A good brand designer will understand and help you figure out all these moving pieces. Next, don't forget to infuse your own meaning. While you can work with well-known symbols like the lotus, the moon, think about how you can personalize them so that it can personalize to reflect your own journey. Again, this is exactly what we do in our studio, and we actually specialize in layering multiple different symbols to create one unique logo that fully represents you and your brand. Finally, don't forget to trust your intuition. Remember that choosing symbols for your brand is as much about intuition as it is about strategy. Trust what resonates with you. If a symbol speaks to you on a deep level, chances are it will speak to your audience too. We've made it to the end, so thanks for watching. Remember, symbols are not just decorations. They carry meaning, emotion, and strategy. When you choose the right symbols for your brand and use them, you create a visual identity that doesn't just look nice, but also feels aligned with your mission and purpose. And that alignment builds trust, recognition, and a deeper connection with your audience. If you're thinking about refreshing your logo, or exploring how symbols can elevate your brand, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you're ready to take the next step, reach out and let's talk about how we can create a brand identity that reflects the true energy of your business. I'm Vanessa from Zen, an all-encompassing branding and web design studio where we help you tap into your CEO energy and finally live the life of your dreams. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember your brand's visuals should tell a story as powerful as the message you want to share with the world.